Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine the ground shaking, an immense ash plume just surging miles into the sky. Not in a blockbuster movie, but like in reality just days ago.
Yeah.
We're diving into the dramatic eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki on the island of Flores, Indonesia. It really roared to life on July 7, 2025. Our goal today is to really get to grips with what happened, why it was so powerful, and the broader impact it's had. We'll be drawing insights from the sources you've shared.
And what's truly fascinating here, well, Indonesia is home to over 100 active volcanoes. It sits directly on the Pacific Ring of Fire where these tectonic plates are constantly colliding. It's a real geological hotspot.
Yeah.
So that really sets the stage for events like the one we're exploring. Lewotobi Laki-Laki itself is a stratovolcano, part of a twin peak complex. There's Lewotobi Perempuan too. They're aptly named the man and woman volcanoes. And this system, it also has a very recent and tragic history. There was a significant eruption back in November 2024 that sadly claimed 10 lives.
Wow. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. And this recent July 7th event was particularly striking, wasn't it? Around 11 a.m. local time, the volcano unleashed an ash column. What was it? An incredible 11 miles into the atmosphere.
11 miles, yeah. Just massive.
And this eruption was classified with a volcanic explosivity index, or VEI, of 3. Now, for context for everyone listening, a VEI 3, that indicates a moderate to large explosive eruption. We're talking ejecting between maybe 10 to 100 million cubic meters of material. So it's not the most catastrophic possible, but certainly a very serious event, especially for local communities and air travel.
Definitely serious.
The initial burst, I read, lasted about 6 minutes, but the activity kept going through the day. And that towering column of ash was nearly 4 times taller than the one from its previous eruption just last month in June 2025.
Indeed, yeah. And the impact was immediate. Authorities, they quickly raised the alert to the highest level, advising residents to stay at least 4 miles away from the crater, which is crucial. But what's truly remarkable about this July event, I think, despite its immense scale, was the effectiveness of the early warning and evacuation.
Ah, that's a key point.
Yeah, because unlike that devastating November 2024 eruption where lives were lost this time, the rapid alert escalation and public compliance meant there were no immediate reports of casualties.
That's huge.
That really is progress. But there were still consequences, right? That ash.
Oh, absolutely. The far-reaching consequences were still substantial. That immense ash cloud posed a serious risk to aviation, led to dozens of flight cancellations.
Yeah.
Especially to and from Bali, which is, a major tourist hub.
Right, Bali. That makes sense.
Yeah, we saw airlines like Singapore Airlines, Scoot, Jetstar reporting disruptions that affected travelers coming from places like India, Singapore, Australia. A real knock-on effect. That global ripple effect is truly fascinating, especially impacting Bali's tourism like that. Yeah. But let's step back to the source of that power. You mentioned Indonesia's position on the Ring of Fire. Can you tell us a bit more about the specific geology? What about Lewotobi Laki-Laki itself generates such immense force?
Well, it all comes down to those converging tectonic plates in the Pacific Ring of Fire. It's classic plate tectonics. As one plate subducts or goes underneath another, it melts. And that forces magma to rise up towards the surface. Now, stratovolcanoes, which Lewotobi Laki-Laki is, they're these sort of cone-shaped volcanoes, built up by many layers: hardened lava, tephra, pumice, ash.
Okay, layers building up over time.
Exactly. And they are particularly known for their explosive eruptions. And the reason for that is because they typically have thick, viscous magma. Think of it like extremely thick honey, or maybe even tar.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Thick stuff.
Right.
Lari deh, kabur deh. Kenapa lu ke bawah? Oi, kabur sudah. Kenapa lari ke bawah lagi? Kamu Fajar. Ya, buat foto. Ini nomor video. Berapa ribu? Tidak di sana. Oke, di sisi sini saja. Masih. Ya, kebetulan. Oh, sudah ini, Pak. Apa sekali Gitu.
And this viscosity, this thickness, it effectively traps gases within the magma, builds up immense pressure. So when that pressure finally overcomes the resistance of the overlying rock, boom, you get these incredibly powerful explosions.
Like uncorking a champagne bottle, but much more dangerous.
Precisely. And these aren't just ash clouds either. They also create other dangerous phenomena like pyroclastic flows. These are incredibly fast-moving, superheated currents of gas and volcanic debris. They just race down the volcano's slopes. Often, they're actually more dangerous and lethal than the ash cloud itself.
Wow. That sounds terrifying.
It is, and it really underscores why constant monitoring and preparedness are just absolutely crucial in these highly volatile regions. You can't predict exactly when, but you need to be ready.
So pulling all this together then, what's the single most crucial insight, maybe, that we should take away from this Lewotobi Laki-Laki event? Think about how we understand to interact with Earth's dynamic forces.
Well, if you connect this to the bigger picture, I think this July event truly underscores the critical importance of effective volcanic monitoring and preparedness. The contrast between the tragic November 2024 eruption and this July 2025 event, where lives were saved due to rapid alerts and community action, that really highlights a critical evolution perhaps in disaster response in this region. It shows it can work.
That's a hopeful note in a way.
It is. And understanding stratovolcanoes, their viscous magma-trapping gases, helps us appreciate why these explosions occur and the specific hazards they present, like those pyroclastic flows we mentioned. And this, well, it raises an important question for you, the listener.
Considering this deep dive, what stands out to you about how societies manage to balance living with such incredible natural beauty side by side with this ever-present geological power? How does learning about this make you think about our connection to the Earth's dynamic forces and maybe our capacity to adapt?